among them, that one of the two attackers has now been formally identified, and that one of the attackers was indeed charged for a terror link, which will raise all sorts of questions for France's judicial system, why this man was out on the loose and how he was able to carry out this attack under the noses of those who were meant to be watching him.
This is the man who had the electronic tag, is that right?
We can only guess at this stage.
Right. Okay. Well, of course it's going to raise questions. There is a pattern emerging of people who are on this fiche S. In other words, they're being watched for radicalization, and yet somehow still managing to commit terrorist attacks. This was obviously a pattern established as early as the Charlie Hebdo attacks, not just with the Kouachi brothers, but also the man who carried out the fatal shooting at the kosher supermarket. So this has been a pattern now over at least 18 months. Of course, not everyone has been on the radar. The Nice attacker, for example, was not being watched for radicalization. He was not on the so-called fiche S, but a lot of these jihadists have been. I think the answer lies in the fact that you have a total of about 11,000 people who are on this terrorist watch list, and there are simply not enough resources to watch each one of them round the clock. So intelligence services have to make judgment calls. Which of those 11,000 are the most dangerous? And so, for example, you'd be looking at those who might be trying to procure firearms or heavy weapons, and that would flag up the idea that they might be trying to commit an atrocity on a mass scale, like bombing a shopping mall or something of that kind. So those would be the priority to watch for the intelligence services. Those who are sort of lower down on the pecking order, so to speak, won't get the same attention. But they're quite capable, of course, of carrying out a low-tech attack using knives, using cars, using trucks, whatever you want. And that's really the problem, is that there aren't the resources to watch all 11,000.